Well, here it comes.
It's that 4FM road, yeah, we ride real slow. Texas bass hitting while the Carolina flow. From the whistles to the winds, every tale they record. Adam and Jack hold it down on 4th and Ward. Southside swing with the coach and Lord. Real life stories, yeah, they back for more. Turn the beat up loud, let the truth restore. You locked in now with the 4th and Ward.
Yeah, I just smashed record. I'm ready to go. Man, I was going through. Yeah, I figure it's gonna be a 2 hop water kind of episode, so I got 2 ready to roll.
It's one of those nights.
Shoot, man, I had like I've fallen behind on some of the comments, some of the questions we've gotten in the comments. So I was like, let me just bring these out before I forget. So I'm just going to pull them at random, all right? Well, actually, first of all, I do want to shout out at sfern0690 on YouTube. Said, appreciate the time making the vids, Coach. Keep them coming. Very informative and inspiring. So appreciate you watching at sfern. We'll keep doing the videos as long as you guys are watching and keeping it going and listening and telling your friends and all that good stuff. All right, here we go. I thought this one was pretty entertaining. Jack, why do most football coaches teach history or science?
They don't, man. PE is where it's at. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think, all right, on a broad scale, for the most part, high school football coaches are going to be males.
Facts.
And I think history and science are subjects that statistically maybe lean towards males. So maybe that's the correlation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you're the science guy, so you tell me.
I got a history cert too. I was double certified whenever I graduated.
The smartest thing I ever did was my math praxis scores, right? Passed the praxis. Never had the scores sent to the state because like now that I've done PE, there's no going back. There's no going back. But I could have been one of those rare math football coaches, but they just look too stressed out.
That sounds like a lot, man.
Yeah.
Math, English. I don't know if that's something I'd want to balance with coaching.
It'd be a lot. I mean, I have a hard enough time getting kids to play like badminton or kickball or wiffle ball. Couldn't imagine trying to teach them, geometry, algebra 2. I mean, I couldn't imagine. My fiance does it every day. I don't know how she does it. I couldn't do it.
No, math or English, that's not for me. I think it's too, it's kind of like every dude hits that stage in their life where they like start grilling meat or like learn about World War II or they go deep in some space conspiracy rabbit holes. And I don't know. Sometimes when I'm in astronomy, I like for example, we were talking about phases of the moon today. And I told my students, like, because of how the moon rotates and all this and that, we actually see the same face of the moon every night. And one of the kids was like, so we've never seen the other side of the moon? I'm like, dude, you didn't see that documentary, Transformers, Dark of the Moon? Like, based on a true story? Like, there's all kinds of stuff happening on the backside of the moon, man. We don't even know. And they just looked at me like, are you serious?
The kids are very gullible. I've figured that out. You can get them to believe anything, and you just got to be confident enough in your lie, and they'll just be like, all right, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Especially like if you can hold a straight face when you say stuff and just slip it in like it's nonchalant.
Yeah. Like they just ask a random question. I can't even think of an example right now. They're like, how old are you? And you're just like 52. You just keep walking. They're just like, wait.
Wow. You're a little good for your age, yeah?
No, you don't know what humbles you though is I had a kid ask me how old I was. And obviously I don't wear hats at school. No hair up there. And most of that's by choice. There's a little that grows on the side, but I just embrace it fully. And I'd tell them, I'd be like, how old do you think I am? And then they throw out a guess like 42. And I'm sitting here like I still got a 2 in my age. Like, how are you going to say 42 on me right now? I'm like almost 30 now though. So it's starting to hit.
It's coming up soon for you. I mean, it's like me. I'm almost 32. How about that? Ugh.
Feels like yesterday we were in the yard doing WWE moves.
Well, man, I was putting the boys to bed, and they pulled out a picture from Christmas like 9 years ago. Then you had hair. And so I was
And they
like,
were
yeah, look,
shook.
they were like, why does everybody look different here? And I'm like, well, look at Jack. Like, and they're like, where's he at? And I'm like, oh, he's right here. And they're like, no
That's
way.
not him.
That's not him at all. But no, I don't know why the history and science always get the rap. We actually have coaches that do a lot of different things, a lot of different subjects, but the stereotype is history and science. So I don't know.
I'm
That
surprised
answered.
PE wasn't thrown in there. I feel like PE is a popular one too.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that one's like always the given. Like,
Yeah,
you
they're
just
like,
know
okay,
that
yeah,
the PE teacher,
PE, but
the other guys, that have to do
Yeah.
like a core subject or something.
that's
All right,
true.
here's another one from Z Tilico on TikTok, I believe. He's a coach from South Carolina. He wants to know how many kids do we have in our programs from F team through varsity.
Okay, first of all,
So,
what's F? What is
yeah,
that?
I was trying to figure out F team. I don't know if that was his way of saying. I don't know if he had watched one of like my videos that I did where I was kind of explaining like how our program is set up. And so yeah, like we got what, 2 freshmen, 2 JV, 1 varsity. We got 5, so it was A, B, C, D, E. I don't know where the F team comes in. But
Maybe middle. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, if you get into middle schools, we got 2 8th grade teams, 2 7th grade teams for each middle school that we have. But that gets down in the alphabet now. Maybe he just meant generally like from your lowest tier to your varsity level, how many guys you got in the program. So for like us, when we got a senior group, we're usually like between 250 and 300, I would say generally year in, year out. And that number's gone up a little bit here in the last 5 years, but some of that's because our school enrollment's gone up. Some of it's because we've had some on-field success that, you get some guys that might down, they want to play football because they see that we got a solid team and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I would say when we got a full 9 through 12 in the program, it's between 250 and 300. If you add the middle schools, I don't know, we're pushing a bunch. So I don't even want to guesstimate how many we'd have if you include the middle school teams.
Yeah, I just looked it up and it says this is Google AI response, but it says high school F team likely refers to a freshman team.
Okay,
Short for frosh or freshman.
that makes sense. Actually, I wish I had
Yeah,
thought.
so
Can't believe I didn't think about that.
it's late. It's all right.
It's late.
They so you'll have close to 300, you said?
If we've got, so like right now, our seniors obviously aren't doing off season. So we really only got like our current 9th, current 10th, current 11th grade.
Yeah.
We did get them all moved in 8th period. So they're all in the same athletics period now.
That's always
so
good.
they all go through the same off season together. The younger guys learn from the older guys, but it does make things logistically a lot more different because now we got 8 stations, 4 turf stations, 4 weight room stations, and kind of just managing all the moving pieces and stuff like that. But no, it's been good so far. Day 2 of it.
Yeah.
But so far, so good.
We actually just got, this is the first semester we're having it. Last semester they had a wrestling, it's a weightlifting class, coded weightlifting, but last semester it was wrestlers. And so, when you have that class in the day, you have some freedom as to what you can do, yada, yada. We actually have a football one now in the spring. This is the first time we've had one. And I think we had mid 90, 95%-ish of football players in that class together. 100%, that definitely is nice to have, especially that high of a percentage. I'm kind of not concerned, but I'm interested to see what that does to after school weightlifting for all sports. If they go during the day, they have the class. If they're a football player and they have that class and lift, they're not required to come after school for the same lift. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. Maybe that 5% will start showing up, but I guess we'll see. But I mean, agree. It's nice to have them all in one section together.
You can't beat that because, you get to see them basically the way y'all schedule set up. Y'all get to see them every day now, guaranteed, right? So, yeah, now you're really maximizing the time you get with them. You get a full block with them, right? Hour and a half block with them. So, yeah, that's plenty of time to get some good off-season work in.
And we did some, finagling. Shout out to our counselors. They helped us make it happen, but they actually have third lunch too. So they'll get to lift and then they go eat after. And so we're working on something to where we can, whether it's donations or whatever, get chocolate milk, whatever it is, to get some protein in right after. So, because nutrition's a big component that I think is missed in a lot of programs, whether it's lack of funding or resources, whatever. Without that nutrition piece, the gains you make in the weight room can be limited, and high school kids are terrible about eating right. So hopefully that helps out too, but we shall see.
Well, and some of them is like their home life situation. Like,
Right.
you don't know if they're eating a square meal when they get home. You know, that school meal they get might be the only thing they get all day. You know, the school breakfast, school lunch. So,
Yep.
you know, just them having access to replenish themselves after they eat. But milk, I always try to, if I ever have a kid that walks up and is asking me what he can do to get better, and it's a kid that needs to put on some good weight or something, I'm like, dude, you need to get your hands on some milk. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody's throwing out a carton unused at lunch, scoop it up, chug it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I had a kid ask me how he gets more protein. I said, drink eggs. This is the old Rocky
Just
bit.
crack them and
I'll
eat
just crack them and eat them right, or swallow them right there.
We yeah, so most of our school, actually all of our schools on free reduced lunch, and so the kids don't pay for their lunch. So that helps the kids who are, you know, they don't have a meal or whatever when they get home, whatever home's like, they have 3 meal or at least 2 meals a day, breakfast and lunch at school they can get. And yeah, I did the same thing. I'm like, look, man, your buddy who brings his lunch every day, who doesn't get school lunch, tell him to go up there and get a lunch, get a milk. You
Fix
take
you
the
a
milk
plate.
because you drink 2 of them little cartons and it's close to 30 grams of protein.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
in 2
That's a
chocolate
protein
milks.
shake for free, a free protein
Yeah.
shake. And if you get the breakfast, you could really
Yeah.
get, you know, if you pull the same game, breakfast and lunch, somebody's going to throw out an unused carton anyway, like scoop it up. Now you're getting 60 grams in, and you get the food still and all that to get it in. But
And we bought some, like went to Sam's and got some of those Fairlife protein shakes, the chocolate ones. They're delicious, but those are, you know, we're obviously limited with how much we can do with that because they're cost and everything else. But Fairlife, if you're listening, be happy to put a huge Fairlife logo in there. Just saying.
yeah,
Hook
we
it
can make it
up.
happen. Yeah,
But
it's tough to get. You see some schools that have like the Gatorade bars,
yeah,
the protein shakes, the Fairlives, whatever it might be. And you're sitting there like running the numbers, like, because if you're going to maximize it, the kids got to have it once a day, right?
yeah,
Well, now if you got 200 kids in your program, so 200 bars a day, like
yeah,
that adds up like to a ridiculous number. So, I mean, I get like if they get a one-time donation, everybody gets one, or they kind of sparsely give them out, whatever it might be. But
yeah.
like if you're truly trying to maximize it, you got to eat
It's got to be
that.
consistent.
You got to be consistently getting your protein in. But I don't know. Well, this one kind of goes on to the next question. We were just talking about our class schedule setup. Tony Chavez on TikTok asked, how does the class schedule look? He said in Texas because it looks weird. He's just interested to know how it works. But we can kind of go through each of our class schedules.
Y'all's
I
is
guess,
different, so it is odd. I'll give them that. From my perspective, it's odd.
Yeah, it's not a straight block. We have what's called a modified block. So we've got a first period that meets every day. It's only a 45-minute class. It starts at 8:40. It's over at 9:25. It's like a 45-minute class or whatever. And then our eighth period is a 45-minute section. They meet every day, 3:25 to 4:15, whatever it's 45 minutes, whatever that adds up to. And then you got the middle 4 blocks that are your hour and a half, 8A, B day setup. Yeah. So we have a longer school day for sure. We don't go to school that as all. We only have like 170 school days. So we get some nice breaks and stuff like that. But
I'm just surprised kids can, which I guess once you get in the routine, if that's all you ever known, you know, it's not that big a deal. But there's kids, like we call it Strive now, but it's that Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, you go back to like Monday, you go to your first block during Strive for like intervention or extra help, you know, making up missed work, that kind of stuff. And then Tuesday, you go to second block, Thursday, third block, Friday, fourth block, Wednesday, there's no Strive. And kids are released at 2:35. And that's when teachers meet with their department because we're a PLC model school. So we do that. Uh, and kids still get confused on like a Tuesday. I have them in my fourth block. On a Tuesday, they'll show up to me for Strive. And I'm like, buddy, what are you doing? And they're like, it's fourth block Strive today. I'm like, it's Tuesday, my guy. Like, it is not me. Like, go to second block and get out of here. So I'm surprised they can keep up with having first and last period the same every day. And then 8A, B day, the middle 3.
yeah, man, we got so many like dual credit kids who they might have athletics first period, Then they might have a in-person class second or third period, the first hour and a half block, whatever. But then the rest of their day, they might be virtual because they're dual credit and like they just go off campus. So like our schedule, and then we got a big career center thing where there's travel times and all this and that built in. So, I mean, it really is a huge undertaking logistically, because now you're also talking about a campus of 3,000 people. I mean,
it's a lot of bodies.
It's a lot of bodies, and a lot of bodies going to a lot of different places. I don't know. It's just, I guess, like you said, if it's what you've always known, or once you get used to it, it just kind of is what it is. Yeah, like it was something to keep up with. Of course, the first year I was at the high school, we were the traditional like 8 periods a day, 45 minutes a pop.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So,
of course, we did A-Day, B-Day when we were in high school.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? I mean, that wasn't that bad to keep up with, but we didn't have the modified thing where you've got.
No.
It wasn't mix and match.
Because I think I hated B-Days. I forget what my classes were, but I hated B-Days.
See, for me, B-Days, it didn't matter the year. B-Days were always better. I don't know what.
Or maybe I had it flipped. One day I had weightlifting was the better day. I can't remember. Yearbook and weightlifting were on the same day. So that was like the best day ever.
Yeah. Dude, that might as well have been a free day.
Yeah, because I had late arrival too. So it was like nothing first block, yearbook, lunch, a random class third, and then weightlifting at the end of the day. I was home.
Man, some of those college schedules too. Like I remember by the time my senior year of college rolled around, I didn't have class at all, like Tuesdays and Thursdays or something crazy. That was, so literally every other day I didn't do, I just did whatever. But
so I thought I was slick. I think it was my sophomore year. And because we were working, it was in the spring. Okay. So football, like my work schedule wasn't as, we weren't really doing practice every day like we would in the fall. So I had some freedom with my schedule. So I'm like, you know what? If I have every class I take on Tuesdays, Thursdays, it's just like a regular school day in high school. I just go for 7 hours and then I have nothing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Thought I was a genius, right? So I'm taking, 12, 15 credit hours all on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Dude, worst semester of my life, because it's like college classes are so much different than a high school class. And plus that slippery slope of once you skip that 8 a.m. the first time, how much easier it gets to skip it the second time, the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time. I mean, before you know it, you're like, there's a test tomorrow? Like, I don't even know.
What day is it?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
Yeah, it's good times. Good times.
Well, let's see here. Appreciate the question there, Tony.
All
right, let's see. Man, I didn't know if I should even say anything about this one, but Brett Schugert on TikTok commented and asked, I guess he's got to be a South Carolina guy. He asked, what do we think about the BHP job opening up? We might need to stay away from this one, but we did see the question
about
Brett.
The job opening up. I think that's a good job.
It's a good job, yeah. For the folks that might be new or whatever, my first job out of college, I was a coach at BHP, and it's right up the road from where Jack coaches at. It's kind of a rival school growing up. I'm gonna have to pop another hot water for this one. I don't know. We ain't got to dive to just the job itself. It's a good job. It should be a good job.
If you just look at it on paper, that's a good job. Now, if you want to get into all the other stuff that you hear, it may not be the best job right now because who knows. But I won't go too far into that. But on paper, it's a good job.
Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. That it's a good job, and it is really hard to imagine there being a different head coach there. That's
especially when you're going 14-1.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's just really hard to imagine.
The viewers can decide. That coach was 14-1 and had, I don't even know how many wins over the past however long.
Winningest coach in school history.
No longer there.
Yeah, that was.
You tell me if you'd want that.
Yeah, interesting there. We're going to leave that one at that. Hopefully that answered your question, Brett. Thanks for chiming in on it. And then let's see. All right, we can end it on this one before we get rolling on. At John Max Highlights 8103 on YouTube. Coach, living so close to your school, do you run into some of your students or players in public? So I guess he was asking me because I only live like 3 minutes from the school. But Jack, you got a little bit of a commute. But
yeah, you'd think that would give you some space, but it doesn't. 35 minutes ain't that far in upstate South Carolina, I guess, because I still see them in Simpsonville and stuff. We had that experience at the restaurant over break.
Yeah, we did.
Where we avoided a restaurant because a student was working.
Yeah, solely because some clientele was working
Yeah.
there. You were like,
And
you
then the
know,
restaurant we ended up going to with the kids that day, a student was working.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. It's you can't
Yeah,
escape it, I
I run
guess.
into students nonstop. A lot of it's just because of how many students I interact with, like between football and
Yeah.
powerlifting and teaching. And then I've been in my school for 5 years now. So, like, you just see, I'm at the point now where I'm on like the third sibling in a family that I've taught. Like, it don't take long if you're working in schools and you live in the
Yeah.
community that you work in. It don't take long to build a network of just people you know. And I could be out anywhere in town and I'm probably going to see somebody I know. But, that to me, I don't mind that really. Like, some people say they don't want to run into students in public and all this and that. But
Yeah.
to me, it's like, I don't know. It's not as big a deal as maybe. I'm not out there like getting tore up or anything and looking
Yeah.
stupid to where I'm going to get in trouble or anything like that.
It's
I'm
not like
usually,
I'm sitting on an 8-hour flight next to the kid. Like I'm just
yeah,
eating
yeah,
and it's
yeah. I'm
not
at a
that big a
grocery
deal.
store. I'm at a restaurant. I'm at the gas station. But I'm just
Yeah.
living life. I'm going to church, right? It's not like I'm out doing anything I'm not supposed to be doing and I'm running into a student and it's going to turn into a problem. But I guess some people maybe like to get a little loose when they're off the clock and they don't want to bump into folks that they work or teach or whatever it might be.
Well, it's like that scene from the Hangover movie. Bradley Cooper's character, is it Phil? I think his name's
Mm-hmm.
Phil in the movie. He's a teacher and he's leaving the school and the kid's like, "Oh, Mr. Whatever, I got a question." He goes, "It's the weekend, Billy. I do not know you," and just keeps walking, hops in the car.
Sunglasses on,
Yeah,
just dips
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it's not as big a problem for me, but I guess some
yeah,
people see it differently. I'm always been a glass half full. I don't like to see the negative in things no matter what. It just
yeah.
seems like a miserable way to live. So,
Well, and I think you've said it before. It's a people business, and if you're not, if you don't enjoy interacting with people, why are you a teacher? Because that's pretty
yeah.
much what you do the entire day.
Yeah.
But, different strokes, different folks, I guess. But did I tell you the story from Massachusetts?
No, I haven't heard anything about your trip.
All right. Well, two, I guess, technically. But all right. So, the temperature in South Carolina when I left, when we
For
left.
65 degrees, it was nice.
Yeah, it was great, right? I'm wearing shorts and a quarter zip Nike, whatever Nike golf quarter zip. Because I get uncomfortable on a plane. I want to be comfortable. Well, I flew into Providence because it's a little closer to the town my future in-laws live in, or the city, I guess. And we're on the plane, right, about to land in Providence, Rhode Island. And I hear the pilot come on. They say, like, we're making our descent into yada, 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 temperatures this, temperature. Well, first of all, I'm looking out the window. I'm like, it looks awfully white out there. Like, is that a cloud? Like, what's going on? I'm on the aisle, so I can't really see. That dude comes on the intercom. Like, yeah, we're making our descent into Providence, Rhode Island. It's a balmy 16. Ooh. And I'm sitting here like my coat's packed in my check bag. I can't even get to it till like we land. And I stepped out of that airport and that cold hit me. There was probably like 8 inches of snow on the ground. And I'm standing there in shorts and this thin little running quarter zip. Everybody around me is wearing like parkas and beanies and gloves. And I'm just like, oh my God. But that's not even the story. Okay. So my fiance's bridal shower was the day after I got up there. So my understanding, what I was told is that, I don't have to this is a bridal shower, so I'm not at the whole shower the whole time. But I was told I need to make an appearance with a bouquet of flowers. I can do that. No problem. So her family leaves early to set up and everything. And so they leave me a car to come later. And I knew I had to get flowers. And so I'm on the way. I'm in Massachusetts near a bigger city in the state. Like it's a Sunday in Massachusetts. Like there's going to be everything open. No problem. Well, I was wrong. So I'm Googling florists, right? Flower shops. And granted, I should have done this ahead of time, like ordered something, but I'm driving through this little town and I go to the first flower shop. It's like a roadside flower shop. Piece of paper on the door. Online it says it's open. Piece of paper on the door says they're closed till February. So I'm like,
Till
crap.
February.
Yeah. So I'm like, crap. All right, go to the next one. Okay. Find it on Google, go to it. I pull up, it's a house, just like a house. So I'm in this person's driveway, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. Like, I can't do this. This is somebody's house. This ain't a business. Like, I leave. Go to a random Ace Hardware up there. Shout out to Ace Hardware. They don't have any, flowers, bouquets, whatever. And so I'm finally like, I'm about to get divorced before I even get married. Like, I'm the one job I had. I'm texting her sisters like in a panic, like can't find any flowers, yada yada yada. Well, I had left a voicemail at the house flower shop, like just someone's house. I called that number and left a message. And so me and her dad were eating at like a bar down the street watching the game. And I get a call back from a number in Massachusetts. I'm like, hey, like, are you open? Or like, I was confused at the house. She goes, yeah, did you have a pickup order? I'm like, no, like I was just wondering if you had like a bouquet of flowers ready to roll. I need it in like 30 minutes. And she's like, what's it for? And I'm like, it's a bridal shower. It's for my, fiance. I just need like a bouquet of flowers. Doesn't like just at this point, a bouquet of flowers. Doesn't
Single
matter.
rose.
Yeah, like she's what flowers does she like? I'm like, I know she likes carnations, but look, I have 30 minutes. I need whatever you have on your shelf right now in a bouquet in like 15 minutes. Well, I have a lot of holiday stuff. You think she like holiday stuff? I'm like, lady, I just need a bouquet of flowers right now. I will pay you whatever's in my wallet right now for a bouquet of flowers. She goes, give me 15 minutes and just text me when you get here. Okay. So I pull up to the same house. I text her. She says, be right out. Okay. Me and her dad are in this car. We're sitting there for like 10 minutes and nothing has happened. I'm like, all right, I'm about to just go knock on the door. As I'm walking up I hear the door open and this old lady is in a walking boot on the icy sidewalk with snow on the ground. And all I can picture is her slipping and like eating it on the concrete with the flowers flying everywhere. And so I like skedaddle up there and she goes, this is all I could put together. I hope it's all right. And it's like this beautiful bouquet of like, it's holiday theme, but it looks fantastic. She was like, let's just call it like, I don't know, $40 and we'll call it even. I'm like, lady, I'm giving you whatever I have cash in my pocket. You like saved my life right now. She goes, no, you don't have to do that. I'm like, take it, lady. Like you were in a boot. You did all this for me, whatever. Got the flowers, got in the car, drove over there, made it with literally 1 minute to spare from when I was supposed to be there. So you don't talk about
Sweating.
pulling it off. Yeah. Talk about a 2-minute drive right there. But no, I just thought it was funny because it was like this whole wild goose chase to find a bouquet of flowers in Massachusetts on a random Sunday.
It's hard to fight those intrusive thoughts, like when you just like you said, ladies in the ankle boot, whatever.
I saw her going down, like Final Destination, but
I've
it
had that
worked
thought
out.
so many times, like kids running in the hallways at the school or something, and I'm like, buddy, if somebody opens one of these doors and I'll just have the image in my head of just somebody smoking a door that gets opened up as they're sprinting down the hallway.
Oh man. But yeah, no, it was a good trip. It was cold, but it was a great trip. I wish kind of summarize all that.
Our trip back to get back here was interesting. We only had the baby, but our flight was super late out of Charlotte to get back to Dallas. And it was, let's just say half the plane or the half of the plane that was sitting with us was all one family. Yeah, like they called up, group, whatever boarding. And we were pre-boarding because we had the baby in the stroller and all this and that. But we didn't want to get on the plane too early and have to sit there and, entertain the baby while we're trying to get going. So we're like, let's just wait till the very end. We'll get in line, like just whenever at the end, and we won't have to sit around too long on the plane. They call up group 4 boarding, and 30 people stand up at the same time.
The entire concourse.
And did I notice that they all looked alike? Sure. But I didn't think that, but no, they had all 30 boarding passes, if not more, on the one guy's phone. And so he's just up there, click, beep, swipe, beep, swipe, beep. And it's just like dozens of people coming in with them. And then they all sit, I guess because it was a mix of like babies and stuff. So they packed the seats so that they were all somewhat together. And we're just sprinkled in there with them in the back. And oh my gosh, dude, it was, it's like a 2-hour flight. Not that bad of a flight, but it's late at night. It's dark. There's babies crying. Our little guy did all right, but the babies that were in this family group did not do so hot. They were just crying nonstop. people taking their shoes off, like, yeah, walking around when they're supposed to be sitting down with the seatbelt. Like,
people, like, at any given point in an airport, half of the people there act like they've never flown before. And they act like they've just been raised in caves, like they don't know how to act. It infuriates me to a point that I'm not proud of. But, like, who raised you to, like this dude in front of me in line, this is American Airlines, the seats are assigned. It doesn't matter what time you get on the plane. Frankly, I'd rather be the last one to get on because I know I have a seat and I don't have to sit on a plane for longer than I have to. This dude's in group, like, 42 boarding, right? I'm in group 5 or 6, 4, somewhere in there. The lady calls group 4. So I'm in line, waiting patiently. First off, the dude's yelling in his phone in the line. His book bag the zipper's broken. And so his clothes are just half hanging out and he's got it like snapped together with a buckle. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? Yelling on the phone like, yeah, I'll get an Uber when I get there. You don't have to come pick me up. You know, we go party with the 25-year-olds anyway. I'm like, dude, you're like 50. What are you doing with your life? And he's in front of me and he's annoying me already, but whatever. I put my AirPods in, go on with my day. Gets up to the lady on the phone still. And she's like, I need your boarding pass. He goes, hold on, I got to give the lady my boarding pass. I'm like, you've had 10 minutes to get this thing ready. And he pulls it out. She scans it, whatever, goes, sir, you're group 42. Like, you're not boarding yet. And he goes, hold on one second. Let me talk to her real quick. I'm like, just put the phone down. Like, what are you doing? Stands off to the little side right there because he's got to wait. And then just keeps walking and just goes down the air bridge or whatever. I'm like, dude, it literally makes no difference when you get on this plane. You have a seat assigned already. Like, why are you anyway?
People don't care, man. Yeah, we were battling demons. I'm pretty sure that the AC went out on our flight. So, and I already said people got shoes off. Like, it's 11:30 at night. Like, just people, they've been sitting in the airport for Lord knows how long. It was tough.
Ugh.
We get back into Dallas at 12:30 and the lights come on. Everybody stands up, right? Because nobody can just wait. Everybody gets off the plane. We're towards the back, so we're walking like 2 rows in front of us. Somebody had puked in their seat. And we get off the plane. We're in a stupor, and we're trying to leave the airport. And whatever terminal we were at DFW, it's got those like security doors to leave and go get picked up. They like spin. They rotate around.
Yeah.
They were like motion detectors or whatever. The motion detectors weren't working. So every 2 seconds, the security guy's up there just tapping the motion thing to get the door to start spinning.
Oh my God.
My wife gets in, is like halfway around, and the door freezes up again. And he's tapping and it's not moving forward. And so then like the line of the whole family that was on the plane with us, they're like waiting behind us to get through the broken door. And my wife's thinking she's stuck in this thing forever. Security guy's just beating on the motion detector. The other door's malfunctioning. We have no way to get out of the airport. Finally, we like pry the door open enough to where she slides out. I had the baby in the stroller. They get the other door to where it was somewhat working decent. We all get out to the pickup line. And then we're trying to find our ride. I'm just getting random dudes like, hey, you need an Uber? You need an Uber? I'm like, dude, I'm not hopping in a random car that I didn't order. Like, I'm going to order the Uber. And if you're the guy, you're the guy. But like, I'm not just going to take your word that you're an Uber and get in the car with you. Like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go find my guy that's picking me up and we're going to be good. But so we finally got back at 1 a.m., probably got into bed at 2. And I don't know, but we made it back and got to enjoy the rest of the break, the New Year's, man, the playoff games. Georgia Ole Miss, that's an all-time game, dude. I sat there and watched the recap with the boys whenever they got back with us, and just from start to finish, it's a great game. And there should be some good games this coming week with the semifinals.
Yeah. Did you catch the FCS National Championship?
No,
Oh, my God. Illinois State and Montana State.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember exactly how it went down, but God, who won? So Montana State won. But I think they had been down the entire game, and it was in the 4th, and I think Illinois State was going for a field goal. It gets blocked. Montana State blocks it. They take it down and score, get the field goal, and then it goes back, and then another field goal is blocked, and like all this stuff happened, goes to overtime, and then Montana State wins in the end. But all-time game, and the atmosphere looked crazy for FCS. It was packed in that place because they play it in Frisco, don't they?
Well, they did for a while, and then I think because they're renovating the soccer stadium, they might have played it this year. I want to say Nashville, maybe, if I'm remembering right.
Maybe.
But normally they were playing it in Frisco, yeah, at the MLS stadium up there. Because I thought about going until I found out the location was in a different spot. But yeah, no, I feel like FCS football is now getting to be as not old school, but like traditional in terms of like NIL and transfer portal. Like those guys ain't out there making millions of dollars and all this and that, hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're kind of still playing it for the love of the game. They probably still get poached by the transfer portal if they ball out and stuff like that. But I mean, in terms of like just amateurism, I feel like it's still it's the last frontier where you kind of have that feeling of dudes just playing it for the love of the game. But man, the portal opening up here lately in FBS football, like I think I saw a number where it was like 4,000 people are in the transfer portal.
That's insane.
Or something. It might have been like the first day there was like 3,600 people in the transfer portal. And it's like, I'm just doing the numbers. Like if you're a high school recruit, traditional high school recruit, maybe not a top end guy, but like in years past would have been a for sure FBS guy, you got no real shot unless you are like a 5 or 4 star, 3-star kind of guy. If you're like those old, I don't even know if they even have 1s and 2 stars anymore. That used to be a thing. If you remember, there were 1 and 2 star recruits, and like they were good recruits. It's just maybe a size thing or whatever, speed thing. I feel like you don't even see those anymore.
No, it's almost like everything is shifted down with the transfer portal. So like your blue chip top recruits, they'll go FBS straight out of high school. But then you got the kids, whether it's 2-star or some 3 stars probably, that are going to an FCS school, and then kids below them are going to D2, D3, and then transfer. Like your Division 2, Division 3, your FCS is almost like your developmental league leading to the FBS. You know what I mean? Like those kids don't go straight to FBS. Most of them, they almost go there for a year to a FCS school or wherever, and then transfer to a bigger one. So it's weird how it kind of shifted everything.
Yeah, like everything got shifted down a little bit. I still feel like in some of the last bowls of bowl season, there were still some glimpses of guys still out there doing it for the love of the game. Like TCU's starting quarterback, he hits the portal, right? He goes to, I think he's going to Indiana now. And then TCU's backup quarterback goes in the Alamo Bowl and pulls off the win against Southern Cal. That was cool to see. Nice little story there. The Mayonnaise Bowl.
I was about to say,
I think that was the last.
Bowl was a good one.
Pop-Tart Bowl it's become, I saw somebody on Twitter call it the People's National Championship. I'm fully in support of calling it that because, I think it had like 8 million viewers or something. It was like the most watched bowl game, not CFP, but
it got crazy. Like, people jumping.
Oh, it was good.
Was it, am I thinking of a different bowl game? That might have been the Tony the Tiger. It was Arizona State Duke. That was the Sun Bowl.
Sun Bowl.
Tiger Sun Bowl.
And they had like a bowl of cereal on the sideline. And the guy scores and jumps in.
Yeah,
that was awesome. But the Mayonnaise Bowl, it rang true. It was a nice little send off for the year. Unless you're a Mississippi State fan, I don't think it wound up too good for them. But the mayonnaise dump at the end was clutch.
It was incredible. Like this mayonnaise looks almost liquidy.
I think I read they water it down some, and I think they've decreased the size of the cooler that they put it in. I just have like a vivid memory of Shane Beamer years ago when they won the Mayonnaise Bowl, and like he had a Gatorade-sized cooler, giant, and they just on the grass just dump it all over them.
Like this doesn't even look all the way full. Like it looks like a smaller container, and it doesn't look full. It's very.
That's like one of those. That's like one of those mini. I mean.
I want some clumpy, like some.
I want
Duke's.
Real
blobs of mayonnaise on you.
Yeah, I wanted like you have to shake it out of the cooler because it's so gelatinous from all the extra eggs or whatever that Duke's says they put in there. And they got the kids in there too on the dump.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome.
That is one of my.
Got it all down as.
Yeah, the Pop-Tarts Bowl where they sacrifice one of the Pop-Tarts.
That's
the Mayonnaise Bowl where they dump. Those are classics right there. Can't beat it.
And You sent this one. This one made me laugh. It's the Wake Forest mascot and the Duke's Mayo mascot.
With the little meme,
Yeah, the
you can't remember the account on X, but somebody said
last
this is the
image you
last
see
the
before
last
you
picture you
die.
see before you die, and it's the Wake Forest Demon Deacon just posted up with the scariest looking jar of mayonnaise
Yeah.
mascot. Like, they didn't have to put the eyes on it. Why are the eyes there?
I'm gonna be honest, that's a scary looking deacon too, which I guess he's a demon deacon.
He is the Demon Deacon.
That both sets of eyes are a little crazy.
We played Wake Forest when I was in college, and it's a nice little stadium that they
Yeah,
got.
it
I
is.
mean, it's pretty setting, all this and that. And, the intro where the Demon Deacon rides out on the motorcycle or whatever, like, that's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's
That's
cool
pretty
stuff.
sweet.
But we're running out, and like Chris Paul's on the sideline. I guess he's one of their big
Yeah.
alumni. Probably, I don't know of any other big ones that came from there, but shoot, yeah, you can't beat it, man. Bowl season. It's kind of sad that it's come to an end. On to these
Yeah.
semifinals now. Who do you got in the semifinals coming up?
Dude, I don't know. After seeing Indiana take it to Alabama, I kind of just want them to win.
Well, I'm good with Indiana winning. I'm really good with any of these teams winning because
I'll
I
tell you
think I
what.
saw a stat that like 3 of the 4 have never won like a modern era national championship.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Miami's won one.
I
They're the
don't want Miami to
one
win.
of the. You don't want them to turn the tide in the ACC and
I just
maybe
don't
start getting
like.
some success.
I guess I don't like Cristobal. I don't know. Something about I just don't. Maybe it's the Adidas. I just hate Adidas, I think. I don't really know. I don't know, man. I just don't want Miami to win. I like Dan Lanning. Of
Yeah,
course,
I like Dan Lanning.
am I losing my mind? They're still
Oregon
in it, right?
plays. Yeah, Oregon plays Indiana. Ole Miss
Yeah.
plays Miami.
And I guess Ole Miss, I'd like Ole Miss to
I'd
win
like to
just
see Ole
for
Miss
our
finish that
boy
storyline.
Sawyer.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
He can leave Oxford on top and then try to do the same thing in Baton Rouge. But yeah, Ole Miss or Indiana are probably my top 2.
I'm kind of good with any storyline. Like, we had a guy that played for us. He's now playing safety for Oregon. Gets a ton of playing time. He's a dude for him. So obviously, want to see him have. If he wins it all, like, that's awesome. Like, you know, say you coached a national
Yeah.
champion, all that kind of stuff. And Ole Miss, like you said, with all the stuff they've had to go through this year, with the Lane Kiffin change and all that,
Yeah.
you know, it'd be cool to see them win it. And then, you know, the hang up with whether the assistant coaches are going to be able to help or not in this upcoming game, all that's kind of wacky. Indiana, because of Kurt Signetti, like, I just like that dude. Like,
He's just like, I'm going to beat you and you
Yeah.
suck and do something about it. And then he goes
Google
out there and
me.
beats you. And it's like, all right. I mean, it's
And
just
then,
kind of, I like Pete
yes.
Golden too at Ole Miss. I like him. He's a
Miami
dude.
would be the one. I guess if I had to pick one, I don't care to see win it. I
Yeah.
guess they would be at the bottom of the list, but I don't know. It is kind of cool seeing Miami be back.
Yeah.
And it is like, maybe I'm an ACC homer or whatever. It is kind of funny that the team that didn't win the ACC championship has got a shot to win the national championship.
Yeah.
The ACC champion is playing in El Paso,
Yeah.
jumping in bowls of Frosted Flakes. Like,
And all those people were upset about Miami getting in over whoever and all that. For them to go on and win it would be like a The
Yep.
committee will be like, yeah, what's up? Like, we got it right.
I don't like this committee thing, but yeah, I mean,
there's something
get-
needs to be done about
like,
it.
just
but-
use a formula. But then, like, I don't get how every level of football almost has a perfect playoff setup, except for big time college football. You know what I mean? Like, at least the NFL's, yeah, it's all about money for sure. Like, they're not going to get rid of the bowl games, and they're not going to get rid of conference championships. They're not going to decrease games because that's TV content for them. But I don't know. I don't know how every other league's got it figured out except for FBS, but we're kind of just stuck with it.
I think they made their biggest mistake was I don't know, man. I don't know why it's so hard either. It seems like a simple. As someone who does a lot of brackets in class for various tournaments, it seems like a very simple thing to do. Like, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, cut the regular season. You play your entire conference schedule, or you know, however you want to split that up. Get rid of conference championships, and you just take like top 24, and you make a bracket out of the top 24, and you let it go however many rounds, and call it a year. But I guess there's too much money to be made.
There's
Plus,
a lot
I
of
do
money
like
being
the
made.
one thing that is good is home sites in the college football playoff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's awesome, and it needs to be every round until like the championship or whatever. Like,
Again,
well, I know it all boils down to money. I don't know
now
why
if
I'm
they
getting so
expand
bent out
it,
of shape.
if they expand it again, then they could do a little more
Yeah,
home and home stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think they were supposed to have a meeting, weren't they? They were supposed to like already meet to discuss like changes for next year or something. I don't know, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. But money rules the world. So we may be stuck with it.
Circling back to the amateur ranks, we started, I guess, our official off season this week. I already told you, got all those young bucks moved in with the older guys, and I was working some turf stations yesterday and today. And yesterday I had the younger guys at the turf station. And I don't know how y'all do y'all's off season, but like how we're having to do it with all of them in one period is right now older guys go, either weight room or turf, and then young guys do the opposite. Eventually we'll get to the point where it's done straight by their maxes. So their
Yeah,
groups are, whether you're in 9th, 10th, 11th grade, whatever, you're going to be with somebody that's about your same strength.
not having to
And we'll
change
do
plates
the
every.
only, the only big, and we already get them grouped somewhat by their maxes, but we'll have it a little more ironed out. But then we'll also group them by bigs and skills.
Mm,
And so it might be like a bigs day in the weight room and a skills day on the turf and vice versa. But we had the young bucks all together doing some of the turf drills, and I don't know what some of y'all's off-season agility training and stuff looks like, but we got one that we call the chaos drill. It was the station that me and our defensive coordinator was running. And we had the young bucks on that first day back from break. They go through 4 stations. We were like, for this particular group I'm about to tell a story on, it's like their 3rd rotation. So they're dog tired by this point. Some of them already puked and all this and that. Change of direction, like they got the 4 cones like a box, right? And so they got to open up, touch the cone, get back to the middle. You point, they go to that cone, right? You kind of have to react and then pivot, open up, just working on change of direction. Well, we got so many of them in each group, so we got like 4 setups so that we're getting 4 guys work simultaneously just to get maximize reps for guys and whatever. And some of those guys, in order to like open up their hips, they physically can't, so they might just like shuffle out of their 2-point position, or they'll like backpedal. And we're trying to teach them, like, guys, it's all about hip hinge and opening up and yada yada. And you got to like work your eyes, because if you're
yeah,
just staring down the cone that you're dropping to, you're gonna miss where you got to go next. Long story short, we got the 4 setups. One of the guys in the inside setups or the interior setups, he missed the call, so he's just guessing about what cone he needs to get to. The guy beside him is not looking at the coach at all for the direction. He's looking at the player beside him. So he also goes that same wrong direction, but they were synced up, and then the other 2 guys are doing the drill fine and all that. But like they were just bumbling, stumbling, just finding it. And then blow the whistle at the end of the rep, and they got to sprint through the line, right, to finish the drill. One of those cats kept running to the next station. I'm like, buddy, we got 5 more minutes here. Like, you better circle back around. I don't know. Some of these cats, like, I don't know. You could tell they hadn't done anything over Christmas break, but
yeah. It's
we got to get them whipped up into shape.
Yeah, and we always have the kids that you're kind of always recruiting in the hallways, and we'll have some of the kids that are interested or never done it before, maybe whatever. Some of them will start coming to after school stuff in the off season, and you can kind of tell that they've never done any of it before.
Yes.
But what's crazy is I've noticed is those are the kids that are usually the most positive towards, like, yeah, they'll eat it. Like, I mean, just almost blow their ankle out trying to cut and like eat the turf, pop up, and they'll just like say something like off the wall. It makes you laugh, and like they have the best attitude about it. But yeah, it gets dicey sometimes when you're dealing with teenagers in a room of heavy plates and
Yeah.
open
Yeah.
space. But
Oh, speaking of that, so I'm in powerlifting now. It's my 2nd sport. We got our first powerlifting meet tomorrow, so it'll be like an all-day thing. You talk about things getting dicey. Like, some of these people think they're just going to show up to powerlifting. They're going to just show up to powerlifting and squat the house or whatever. And you're like, buddy, you can't even get low with just the bar on your back. Why are you even trying to put all these extra plates on?
yeah,
And I don't know. So I always get nervous anytime I see some weights getting loaded up, because I'm like, hey, come on now. Like, if I was telling you it was too heavy during your workouts at, powerlifting or in the weight room for football or whatever, like, you don't need to be trying this now, but
No.
we'll see how it goes.
It's that teenage hubris. They don't even know, like, the prefrontal cortex isn't developed to tell them this is, like, I'm in danger, like that meme. None of that. Like, they're just like, put 6 plates on there. I'm gonna do it. And they get under there like, do not go down, like rack it right now. But it's always some entertainment. That's for
The thing
sure.
that makes me nervous too, like when you get just a stupid amount of weight on the bar, when something does go wrong, like the spotters not even being
yeah.
strong enough to help.
Yeah.
Or like if they just straight, like if they're squatting, for example, and they just pull the biggest DA move of all time, just let the bar roll off their back. I'm like,
Yes.
buddy, you got a back spotter behind you.
Like,
You're gonna
there's a
kill
man,
someone.
there is a person right there.
Yeah, he's here to help you, not die because of you. I don't know.
That's what,
So it'll
like,
be interesting. I'm sure I'm gonna have some.
safety racks. Like, I'm such a big. Of course, I think that was Coach Smith ingrained that in us when we were in high school. Like,
Yeah.
you put those things up, that'll save your life.
Yes, you get them
You
adjusted right.
Yeah, like, buddy,
Make sure
you
you
weigh.
go before you even start the lift.
Yeah, you a $130 and you put 315 on the bar, saying, "And oh, I need a belt." Yeah, that belt ain't gonna do all that lifting. That belt ain't gonna do nothing.
That's the thing about the powerlifting too. Like out here, they can wear all these like squat suits and knee wraps and belts and elbow wraps and
Looking like the world's strongest man competition.
Yeah, and honestly, like if you get some good equipment in the powerlifting world, like you can add 50 pounds for sure to whatever the lift is, but like it still makes you nervous, like because sometimes those suits, like the bench shirts and all that, it changes like your bar path and stuff. If you're not used to those things, you could crush your face very easily with just how those things resist and all that. But I'm sure I'm gonna have some tales, next week when we record.
I just hope nobody, what was the one story you had where the kid's finger like got clipped off or something?
Yeah,
Hopefully nothing
doing
like
a power
that.
clean. Please no, please no, please Lord.
God, that's just
Yeah, I
nuts.
can't see that. Well, we're about at that time, man. You ready to fire up this team of the week, Will?
Yep.
Brought to you by Gridiron Spice. I'm in the new home studio, Jack, that I set up once I got home from the holidays.
Is that called the Spice Lounge?
Spice Lounge is good, actually. I was going to call it like Gridiron Studios, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a good name to call it, get a LLC, all that good stuff. Gridiron Studios, Wardlaw Media. I don't know. But yeah, I got it all done up. I still got to get some stuff up on the wall, get my Gridiron Spice up here. Team of the week, Will, guys. We're adding teams as y'all drop those comments. Your odds get worse every week. We're throwing on 2 to 3 teams a week every time we record, and we're only picking one of them off each week. So you do the math on that. But brought to you by Gridiron Spice Company. The code is 4th and Ward, the number 4, THANDWARD at gridironspicecode.com. 10% off your order of seasonings. And we'll always put the links in the show notes, but let's get this wheel fired up.
Let's see. Bless me. Did we do them already?
CE King.
Or did we have another, like, acronym?
Man, I'm losing track now. We got to keep a running list.
I got a list.
I don't think we've done CE King.
Let me double check just to make sure. No, we're good. We're
I was
good.
about to say that I'm pretty sure because they're pretty good. If I'm remembering right, they're the team I'm thinking of. I think they're down near the Houston area. CE King. I'm pretty sure their mascot's like a big cat or something, leopard or panther or tiger or something like that. I could be totally wrong.
Let's take a gander. So it looks like they go by King. Panthers.
Panthers.
Nailed it. Oh, yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Man.
Well, let's see here. Let's see some of the so they have, what was their record? What did it say?
13-3 overall, 6-1 in district.
13-3, 6-1 in district. Play Atascocita, they're good.
They are putting up some points.
North Shore, they did lose to North Shore, who was the 6A D1 champ when it was all said and done. What was that score? Does it say 42-27?
Yeah.
So lost by 2 scores to the 6A D1 champ. Beat
they
Vandergrift. They lost to DeSoto.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so just that. Okay, all right. I'm putting it all together now. Yeah, DeSoto, of course, they went on to role in the 6A D2 state championship. Okay, CE
Was
King
that the
Summer
state
Creek's good.
championship?
Nah,
The 20th of December?
yeah, that would have been it then.
So they made it to state.
Yeah, they played 16 games, 13-3. That's state. Yeah, so they lost state
Wow.
55-27 to the Eagles from DeSoto. That's who we would have run across if we had made it another week in the playoffs. Of course,
So
they've
y'all
had.
were in the same
We're in this same division, 6A D2.
y'all were in the same
So
bracket.
yeah, so we would have, had we made it to state, that we would have been where DeSoto is right there.
So y'all would have been playing. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Y'all could have played the King Panthers, man.
Yeah, could have been. What could have been?
Yeah, that would have been nuts. All right, let's take a look. The colors are set up to be solid uniforms. So
Yeah,
I'm
blue and
hoping
red. That's a classic combination.
that they did them justice here. Let's see what we got. It's like they kind of, what is that?
That looks about right there. That's a clean look if that's them. That's
Yeah,
a clean
that's
look, right? The
so
white
that's
helmet, blue blues.
2025. So that's this year. Yeah, that's a clean helmet. I know that. That's a clean
I love a
helmet.
good white helmet. I don't know, white helmet with the the 2-color stripe. I like that. That's a clean look. They're Nike, right?
Yeah, looks like they were Under Armour and they got wise and went to Nike.
I mean, you do what you want when you're popping. They got the cap and patches. Heck yeah.
A little bit oversized, but that's just me being critical.
Yeah, it's a little big of a patch there. I don't know if I like the away jerseys as much as I like the home jerseys. I don't know, something
I
about
think
the
away
blue.
you just got to go icy white, all
Yeah,
white.
something about the blue numbers with the red outline. I don't know. I mean, it's fine.
This is
But
giving me
that
almost
home,
Bills vibes,
yeah, I do get a Bills vibe from these guys, but
especially here.
yeah.
Solid.
Let's see. Now they're a bigger school. Houston, I don't know what school district they're in, but stadium wise, that's a
better.
good look. Yes, that's a way better look. The white britches on with the white jerseys, white helmet, that's a good look.
All right, let's see. Panther Stadium.
So they have their own. Okay. Sheldon ISD Panther Stadium. Yeah, that's nice. Wow, that's nice. All right. Yeah,
Wow.
that's nice.
That is quite
Look at
nice. Thought this was.
I like how the sign illuminates. That's pretty sick. Those arches or whatever the architecture in that other end zone right there, that is sick.
That is nice.
The pond out front, they did it right down there.
Man, I'm assuming that's like a field house, weight room kind of thing.
Yeah, it's got to be locker rooms and all that. And if this is their stadium too, this I guess gets to be their home base.
That is
No, that's cool. Come out right up under the jumbotron. That's sick.
That is.
And there's no track around the field, right? Or is there?
I don't think there is.
It didn't look like from that one picture there was.
No track, just football.
Even better. Even better.
Yeah, that is well done on the design there. That is that's cool.
Bravo, Sheldon ISD. Shout out to the CE King Panthers, state runner-ups in Texas 6A Division II. Nice stadium, nice jerseys, great program, stacking wins. Didn't work out when they got to AT&T, but heck of a season for those guys. And they are episode 41 team of the week, so shout out to you guys.
Yeah, that was 13-3. 6-1 in your division in your third is nuts.
Yeah.
You lose one game and you're already third.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. But shout out to them, man.
There's some good ball down there.
Yeah, there is.
Man, that's about all the time we got, Jack. We're right at the hour marks. I guess it's about time we hang this thing up. But hopefully I got some happy stories from these powerlifting meets. Hopefully nobody's getting injured.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully everybody's safe and everybody competes.
Oh, we didn't even talk about school starting back. We didn't. That just kind of.
Yeah, we'll have to catch up on that next time. That's a whole other side note because everybody getting back in the swing, me getting back in the swing. We're 2 days in. I'm dog tired.
Yeah,
it don't take long.
I'm going straight to bed after this.
Appreciate you listening, guys. We'll see y'all next week. Drop those comments with your team of the week suggestions, and y'all be good.
Stay golden.
You locked in now with the fourth and wall. Fourth and wall. Adam, Jay, Texas, Carolina, we out.